right, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Today we are actually joined by one of our graduate assistants here. This is Karissa Winkel. Karissa, tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience, and what made you choose Penn State.
All right, well, thank you for having me here today. My name is Karissa Winkel. I'm from Beloit, Kansas. Grew up outside of Waconda Lake. My mom was a nurse, my dad's a farmer, so really got into the health side of things at a young age. I chose Penn State for my graduate program. I did my undergrad at Fort Hays State, and I actually started out my first 2 years. I played volleyball at Colby Community College out there in western Kansas. And then I moved to Fort Hays for my last 2 years, and I got my bachelor's in sport and exercise therapy, so in the health world still.
Yeah.
And then I knew I wanted to go on to grad school. I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to study, so I knew really liked public health and preventative medicine. So
what made you want to go to grad school in the first place, though? Like, how did you know from early on that that was something you were interested in?
I was really interested in nursing to start with, but as I grew in that field a little bit more, I really decided that I liked the preventative side of medicine and the health and wellness side of it. So in that case, I really I knew there was more that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I just knew grad school was for me.
So why Pitt State instead of staying at Fort Hays or going to another program?
So I really did a lot of research, and I really dove in, especially schools in Kansas. I reached out to Pitt State and was interested, and actually the chair, Dr. Offlinger, reached out to me. He gave me a phone call and was like, hey, this is what our department's all about. And I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, this is sweet. So, and they have a great program. They're recognized across the state for this program.
And what program are you in specifically?
Human Wellness and Performance.
Okay, yeah. So our master's program, those of you that don't know, we've got a master's of health, human performance, and recreation. But within that, we have 3 different emphasis areas, and hers is human performance and wellness. We also have a physical education and a sport and leisure service management option as well. So what was it about that human performance and wellness emphasis area that really attracted you to the program?
So I thought it was really cool. Coming from another college, again, they have a lot of hands-on experience here at Penn State. So our exercise science lab, you get to do hands-on VO2 graded max testing, a lot of hands-on experience. Students get to conduct studies. I was just like blown away by that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was so neat. It was like, wow, you don't get that experience at very many schools around here. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's really, really neat. And then even the other areas, like I know PE and physical education, so many classes, even undergrad classes, you see them, they're not even in the classroom half the time. They're like doing hands-on stuff in the gym. It's really neat. So
it's something we really pride ourselves on here, is that experiential learning, and something that you hear from a lot of our faculty too. Like that's their favorite thing about all the classes that they teach, and I think that's a lot of our students' favorite things too. So I'm glad you saw that from afar. That's really cool that was the thing that really convinced you into coming, and of course being sweet talked by Dr. Opp is always I've been on the receiving end of those phone calls too. So awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. We're lucky to have you. Now, you are a grad assistant with the program. Can you outline your duties specifically with that GA position? I know yours is kind of unique because you're everybody kind of shares in the Karissa workload. So walk us through your day-to-day kind of responsibilities.
Yeah, so I kind of like to think of myself as like the float GA. But yeah, I kind of just jump in wherever someone asks me to jump in. So right now I teach 2 sections of lifetime fitness concepts. That's a really cool class, just a beginner introductory class for health and wellness concepts for pretty much mostly freshmen. And then I also teach 2 fitness classes for Shelly Grimes, and that's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun in those classes, just group fitness. And then help out with social media.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm getting started.
You also work here in the front office too,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So she's all over the place all the time. she's the MVP of our office down here for sure. So you've been now. Whenever you got to Penn State, you didn't have any teaching experience prior, right? So what has that been like? What is the culture shock of, oh dear, there's 30 children looking at me now all of a sudden? What has that been like?
That was probably my biggest challenge when I first moved, especially the first semester being brand new, but it's been the best learning and growth experience for me, I definitely would say. It was overwhelming at first, but everyone here was so supportive. They always asked me, oh, how'd your first day go? How's your first week? How's your first semester going? And they'd offer me pointers and tips just about that kind of stuff, getting in front of people and teaching. And it's been a good experience and helped me get out there and grow a little bit.
Yeah, the group fitness classes will force that up on you pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
So as you've started to kind of develop your teaching style and the way you do things in the classroom and out of the classroom with your group fitness classes, how would you characterize the way you teach now? Like, what might someone expect from one of your classes?
So I really like to try to engage my students, ask a lot of questions. Since it is a very introductory class, a lot of kids are interested in the subject material already, and they have a basic understanding. So I ask, okay, so what's your favorite part of this? Or have you had experience weightlifting? Or what do you guys like to do already in the gym?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So I really try to make it less of a lecture type and more of a collaborative type of class.
Yeah.
So it's
Awesome.
a learning experience for sure.
It is, and it's crazy. I remember the first semester I taught classes as a TA, and it's just like, wow, this is, unless you come from an education background, there's not a whole lot of prep that goes into it. It's, here you go, good luck. So we all relate and we all sympathize with you in that struggle. It's something that we've all been through, and yeah, like you said, it's a shock for sure. So I guess thinking broader here, what do you hope students get out of your classes? I know you're new, you're a couple semesters into this, but what have been some of the things that you've tried to impress upon your students that they can take away from your class and use in their lives after graduation?
So that's kind of the cool thing about Lifetime Fitness Concepts. It's literally just applicable to life in general, and your health life, your stress, nutrition, exercise. So I really like that side of it. It's not just a course that it's going to prep you for work in general. It's going to prep you for just how you live your life and daily habits, that kind of thing. So that's what I've really enjoyed about it, and getting people engaged in that.
Yeah, and it's something that's timely too. I mean, we're at a period in time where those kinds of things and establishing those habits, we see more and more evidence of it every day, but those things are so important long term for an individual's health. And to that point, and you talk passionately about that kind of thing often, what are your long-term career goals?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm really intrigued in the public health side of things and public health education. So I've learned here that teaching that I love to teach. So I want to get my hands on that more in the future.
Yeah. Give us some examples though. Like what are we talking about whenever we're talking about that public health education piece? What does that look like?
So I don't know if you've ever heard of like K-State Research and Extension. They have a great program there, and they have a lot of different branches. They have agriculture, 4-H, nutrition, healthy aging. So they have a lot of different areas that they reach out to the community that they're in. So these agents, and they get to do hands-on events. They teach courses and classes, and they just really help the community with what areas that they need help in. So something along those lines is kind of the end goal. I think that would be awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So what other towards that end goal, are there any clubs or organizations or even part-time jobs that you're also doing to help get there?
Yeah, so it's very fresh, but I just applied for a job with K-State Research and Extension for a SNAP education job. So that's just a nutritional assistance program, and I'd get to educate those people in that program on how to best use their resources and cooking classes, that kind of stuff. So that would be part-time alongside teaching here. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And what, I guess, within the next year, right? You're going to be graduating next spring, right? So you've got a year left. What do you hope to get done in the next year? What are things that you are looking forward to kind of checking off that you want to get accomplished before you leave Pitt State?
That's a great question. Right now, I'm just kind of focused on teaching and helping out in the department where I can get more hands-on experience. Next semester, I'm going to be helping out in the exercise science lab a little bit more, so maybe getting a little bit more experience in that side of things on the clinical side, and with all that technology up there. So I think that'd be really good for me and kind of expand my horizon.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Cool. Well, that's exciting. Outside of the SRC, outside of teaching, outside of all this other stuff, what do you do for fun? What are you interested in?
Good question. I like a lot of different things. So I love music. I love finding new music.
What's your favorite genre?
That's hard. I don't know if there's a best one.
You like a variety.
Yeah, I like country. I like alternative. I like Christian. I like pop songs. So there's no bad choice when it comes to music.
No bad music. Good.
But other than that, I like to be outdoors when I can, especially in the summer and in the spring when it's warm.
What's your favorite thing to do outside?
In Kansas, I like to walk. There's not a whole bunch of, of course, I'm a big walker. I love to walk, get outside. I love to hike, and that's something I'm really excited about. Since moving here, a lot of people have said, oh, Arkansas is really close by. There's a lot of great places to go hike, so I'm so excited about that.
Absolutely. I've got a list of them if you ever want to go.
Yeah, so I love that. I also really like to try to keep the creative side of life alive, I guess. So I always try to have like an art project I like to do. So right now I'm doing some pen and ink stuff. So
very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So based on everything you've experienced since you've been at Pitt State, and I guess given your experience going through the application process and talking to Dr. Opp and everything else, why should prospective students consider Pitt State, not only for a master's program, as you've alluded to, but also for undergrad?
There are so many different reasons. Just the department itself, it's small. They're very friendly, and they'll remember your name. That's the awesome thing about it. So you'll go to class, you'll see people you know. It's really easy to make friends and get close to your instructors, and they're always there to help you. So I really like that aspect of Pitt State, along with the educational piece, because the education part is obviously there already. They're doing great work there, and then they really help their students. So I think that's probably the biggest reason I would choose Pitt State.
Awesome. And where can we reach you if we want to find out more about your classes? You know, what group fitness classes you're going to be teaching this semester? Where can we reach you?
My email probably is the best. So Kwinkel, KWINKEL @gus.fittstate.edu.
Awesome. Well, Karissa, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure as always. Enjoy the rest of your day. And those of you out there, thanks for joining us again. We'll see you next time.